Come here, child. Sit by me. Listen close now, because I have a story to tell you, a story of where we came from, a story of love, of legacy, of family. I was born in Nutbush, North Carolina on June 18th, 1865, just 2 months after the Civil War ended. My daddy, William T. Burwell, was a landowner, a man of quiet strength who never spoke much about his past. Some folks whispered that he came from the prominent Burwell family of Virginia, but in our home, we didn't concern ourselves with titles or lineage. We lived by what we built, what we earned, and the name we made for ourselves. My mama, Elizabeth Betsy Elam Burwell, was the heart of our home. She made sure we were raised with dignity, respect, and the understanding that we were free people who owned our land, who worked our land, and who had a future shaped by our own hands. One day, after the war had ended, my parents took in a young boy named Phil Hanks. He had no family, no home to call his own. Daddy never said much about it, just that the boy needed a place, and in our home, if you were family, you were family. No questions asked. Years passed, and Phil grew into a man, strong, hardworking, and full of quiet determination. In time, he and I married, and together we built a family. 14 children we had, 14 souls who carried our names, our love, our legacy. Time has a way of moving faster than we expect. Phil passed in 1926, and my children were grown, but life had a way of bringing me full circle. By 1940, I was living with my third child, Nathan Hanks Sr., after his wife was placed in a hospital. The house was full: Sarah, Melvin, Eugene, Nanny, Viola, Nathan Jr., all of them my grandchildren, each one carrying a piece of our story. I still remember the day William came home, holding a tiny bundle wrapped in cloth, his newborn daughter, Cordelia. She was just a baby then, a precious little thing. Sarah saw her first, and oh, you should have seen the look in Sarah's eyes. She loved that baby girl from the moment she laid eyes on her. She scooped her up like she was the most precious thing in the world, and in that moment, I knew this child was going to be deeply loved. As the years passed, I would sit and watch my great-grandchildren run through the fields, laughing, playing, living the way children should, free and full of life. And when they got too wild, I'd warn them in that firm voice they knew all too well. I'm going to tell your father, Nathan, when he gets home. That always straightened them out. But more than anything, I wanted them to know this. If you grow up to be nothing, that's on you. Because in our family, we worked, we built, we thrived. That was the Burwell way. That was the Hanks way. Nathan went on to remarry and have more children, but no matter how life changed, one thing remained the same. Family always took care of family. That is what we did, and that is what you must always do. So as you listen to my story, as you walk the land where we once stood, remember this: your name carries something powerful. It carries the love of a mother, the strength of a father, the perseverance of those who came before you. You come from a long line of fighters, of builders, of dreamers. Never forget that. So stand tall, walk with pride, and always remember where you come from, because as long as you hold on to that, you will never be lost.